Hey everyone, I'm in my home studio. It's March 18th. It's my third video in my series of coronavirus quarantine videos when we're quarantined here. No school for us for the foreseeable future with face-to-face with kids. We're doing some online support. I'm in the planning stage right now of planning lessons that I can do with the kids. Of course, none of my kids have supplies, no clay at home, because we found out on a Thursday evening that we were not going to be going to school on Friday, and we had no advance notice, so they don't have anything with them. So we're figuring this out. But I thought I would go ahead and make some videos for some inspiration. This is my third one. And this one is going to be about creating spirals or throwing rings on a piece when you throw. I had a viewer on my most recent video, the one that I did yesterday. I put it out yesterday about throwing a pitcher. This is a shout out to Anne, who requested if I could show a little bit more clearly how to throw with those little rings. So I'm going to show you that in this video. Hope you enjoy. So this bat system that I'm using here, this is one that I'm going to link in the video description, and I have a couple of other videos that I have made, but I haven't finished editing on using this. It's a great little bat system. It's from Batman in Canada. This guy is known as Batman, and they sent me this system to try it out, and it is wonderful. It's got the big outer the outer die, and then your smaller bats just fit right in there. It's really cool. So I'm going to go ahead and just center up a cylinder here. Okay, so the throwing lines that I have on there, that is just something that usually occurs with me as I'm throwing, unless I'm deliberately trying to smooth them out. Just the pressure, like I usually am pressing a little bit more with one finger than the other as I pull up with my sponge, and that did create that texture. Now, I'm going to eliminate those right now so I can just show you how you can do it deliberately on purpose. If you're trying to get something that's a nice deliberate spiral, a couple of the things that I recommend is, first of all, don't use anything sharp. Occasionally I have students where they want to use something that has a sharp point on it or something. You don't want that. You want something that's going to be softened, that's going to round it. You could use something like the end of the Kemper wooden knife, which, yeah, you could use the end of the wooden knife or that wood tool. They have nice rounded ends. You could use anything that I would say that's softened. So I would be using the rounded edge, so it's not going to like cut into it. Basically, just push gently. Now I am going to add a little bit of water. I am going to show you the most common way that I do it, and that's just using my thumbnail. So I'm going to do another pull on this, but this time I'm turning my thumbnail around, and I'm using my thumbnail, the back of my thumbnail I should say, as a tool. That is one of the easiest ways that I do the throwing rings on purpose. Now I can use my sponge, soften up if you've got anything. You don't want anything that's sharp on there. That's a real easy way to do that. Okay, let's go ahead and remove those lines again. I do apologize for the noise of my motor. It's a old Thomas Stewart kick wheel. Gosh, it's got to be like 23, it's over 23 years old at this point. And that motor, for some reason, is just noisy. Okay, So, gotten those off. Again, I could use something that has a round end. Actually, this has a nick in it. Let me just use this one. So I'm going to use the back of this. There we go. That created some throwing lines. Again, I could soften it with my sponge. Let's get rid of those again. I'll show you another possibility. Let's say I wanted to do something regular, like let me do something that's not a spiral. So I'm going to do some intervals there. So maybe I want to have 4 indents. I'm going to add a little bit more water so I don't have friction here. So to do these indents, I can take a wooden tool, I could take a rib, but I can do something, say, like that. See how I'm just kind of taking the edge of the rib and I'm pressing with the bottom edge of the rib at the bottom of the indent, and I'm pressing as I kind of rock across the top edge of the rib as I get to the top of the indent. And my finger on the interior, I'm keeping basically in the middle of where it bumps out, if that makes sense. So that can help you get nice regular, not a spiral, but more just regular bumps. Kind of soak that up there. And then I can go back over that, and again, kind of soften my lines. Maybe I want this to bump out a little bit more. Right there. There we go. Okay, so that's a possibility on creating those bumps. There we go. I'll save this one. I'll set that aside. All right, for this last technique, I have my cylinder thinned, and I'm going to use the red rib and just trying to give it more of a significant kind of an edge there. If you go a little bit faster, you will get more of that spread, which I could try that. Let me see if I can rib this off, and I'll try it one more time, but with it a little bit wider so you can kind of get a sense. And, let's see if this will work. So, oops, almost forgot the water. Want a little bit of water on the outside of it. Okay. Now I'm going to there we go. Okay. So I was kind of pushing underneath the rib. There we go. That makes it a little bit more substantial, a little bit more swoopy. Using a good glaze that will catch on that will make all the difference. And I hope you found this video to be an enjoyable distraction, and please subscribe if you'd like to see more videos on working with clay.